What is your initial reaction to this clip?
Well, I've seen the movie before, but it's kind of ridiculous how like instantly she starts stripping and all the guys are just like dead staring her, and like it's super easy for them to like get distracted by that.
What is your initial reaction to this clip?
I think it was just kind of weird how they were all like staring at her, like all just watching.
What's your initial reaction to this clip?
I love Marvel, so it's been really hard not to yell at Wakanda Forever as soon as she said it. So like I kind of like kept that in, but like it just makes me happy to be watching the scene again because I remember watching it in theaters and just like it's like a sad enjoyment of it.
To be like easily Wonder Woman is like in a similar like situation as like the fighters in Black Panther, but like the way they have her dressed like puts her in the same position as like Jennifer Aniston stripping.
What are your initial reactions to this video?
So, to this video specifically, I noticed that the directors or the people making it definitely put a emphasis on the female body. You can see the main character, I don't know his name, you can see the main character here making different comments and like, maybe not necessarily comments, but viewing it, and you can definitely see that emphasis on there.
Okay, so after watching all 4 of the clips, what do you think is the common factor between these?
Well, excluding the Black Panther one, like even when these women are like being really awesome, they like are viewed as like objects of desire, or like what like people think men would want them.
I think the common factor would probably be just how they viewed the bodies of the females in the clips and how they focused mostly on like the portrayal of what men typically would see, like focusing on the like sexual like characteristics.
I have to say there's one common factor between all the videos. It would probably have to be that there was a large emphasis on like females and female bodies. But yeah, I mean, that's probably what I'd say the biggest one is. I kind of noticed it at least a little bit in all of the different clips.
I think like that, like the women are being objectified in all of them.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the male gaze before?
No, not that I can say it.
It's how media portrays women to be sexual objects for the male viewer's pleasure. Have you seen this? Or do you have any examples of this in modern television or ads that you've seen before?
I definitely am aware of the topic, I guess you could say. I experienced it in high school. There was like a huge like thing going on, and like people were getting dress coded and stuff. And then you could definitely see it, especially in all 4 of these videos, just kind of like how it connects. I definitely think it's something that people need to be aware of, something that does exist, and I don't think everyone realizes.
Yes, I feel like it's in a lot of, like, I feel like every time there's, like, any type of, like, high school movie and, like, the hot girl walks up, they, like, film, like, a full body, like, shot of her, like, walking in and all the guys being like, ooh, ah, like, even within the movie, the males are literally gazing at the woman, and it's not about, like, her walking in because she's doing something cool. It's like, oh, like, what's she wearing? Like, let's make her like an object for like everyone to stare at. Like, I don't know, is this the first thing that pops in my head, but just like the first time Sharpay walks in High School Musical, it's like everyone turns and they all like ooh and ah, and just a little short skirt. So yeah.
Yeah, I have like in commercials and other movies and stuff where women are instead of being looked at for their actions or what they're doing, their physical characteristics and bodies are being displayed.
Well, according of the definition, I think Game of Thrones would be a pretty good example.
In what ways?
Well, one of the main characters is always, in the beginning, is being objectified by another man, and all the people are around her watching her being, I don't know, like, taken control of or something like that.
There's so always like those chick flicks you see like in romantic comedy. It's always like women falling in love and like doing their like falling to the victim of like the romantic hopeless feeling that role of hopeless being a hopeless romantic. And also like I see like how like women are being objectified many times. Even like those like strong, will-powered women like environmental empowering movies, they're still like objectified in some ways.
Yeah.
And then last question, what do you think is the solution to the male gaze?
Well, I feel like Black Panther does a really good job. Like, women shouldn't be viewed, they should just be viewed as normal characters, and they can be wearing whatever they want and doing cool stuff, and it's like just the way that things are filmed and portrayed. All they have to do is like change the perspective on how they're filming things, and change kind of like just the whole idea how like women are filmed, and just portray them as normal people, because they're like normal and they're usually kicking butt all the time anyway, so like why take away from how awesome women are by portraying them in like a very sexual way.
I think the solution for the male gaze would just be like the different portrayals in media and how people see women, and focusing more on their internal characteristics and what they can do as a person instead of their looks, and how just like how females look, and focus more on their actions and qualities as a person.
Ah, sweet. Thank you.
No problem.
I think if like maybe the women that should not take these roles in the future, I think that would probably help, like at least reduce the problem.
All right. Thank you.
Well, I mean, I'd say it's hard to come up with like an exact, definite solution, just because it deals with people, different ways people think, different ways people act. Some people will care, some people don't. I think the biggest solution, or the step towards the right direction or the right solution to it, would be just kind of educating the public on it. For example, I didn't know what the term male gaze was until you just told me. Just I think educating people on it, so that way we can try to stray away from the way or the course our actions are taking us. I think that'd probably lead us to the best solution.
I feel like we can just have a message like we're not just objects or sexual objects. Like we're more than just that. We have a more willpower to be more of a leading role. Like it doesn't matter like to fall in love with a guy or be sexual objects. Like we're more than just that.